Hello and welcome. Aquarister here, back with another video, and today I am feeling a little under the weather. I was on vacation for a few days, got back, and ended up coming down with a cold, so I've been fighting that off for a few days now, but hopefully I can get back soon. But for today's video, what we are going to be looking at is my new life staff that I crafted when I did get back from vacation. I've been really happy with it. It's been working really well for me, and the best part is I can actually now heal with my heavy attacks. So today I'm going to tell you about my life staff. We're going to show you it and show you how you can go out and actually farm it and make it yourself. Before we fully get into today's video, I just want to say if it does help you out or if you just like the content, please drop the video a like. It really does help me out a lot. And if you'd like to see more content like this, including my future Flail life staff video, which I am making progress towards, definitely subscribe to the channel and you will be notified as when new videos are posted and all that. I do stream throughout the week on Twitch as well. If you want to stop by a stream, check out some of the builds while I'm working on them live, or just ask some questions, hang out, whatever you'd like to do, we'd love to have you by. But let's get into today's video. Alright, so as I was saying, with the addition of the expansion and all this, we've had some new perks added into the game, as well as obviously new gear score. So one of the things that was really intriguing to me with the crafting system and just the gear system now is that we can actually go out and farm certain named items that will give us a guaranteed 2 perks. And then at the gypsum kiln, we can actually essentially craft and upgrade them to 700 gear score, and we get to pick the 3rd perk. It is not the cheapest thing to do, but it definitely is worth it for certain items and certain gear pieces in general. So looking at this life staff, what this one actually had from the get-go was Purifying Breeze and Refreshing Move. So this is the Tei or Tai life staff. I pulled it in lower than 700 gear score, and it was purple with only 2 perks. So it does have the Purifying Breeze, Refreshing Move. And then what I essentially did from there is I took that life staff, went to the gypsum kiln, and upgraded it to 700 gear score, and I got to put the Blessed perk on it. Now, with this life staff, I really wanted to test it out, and I was really excited for it because Purifying Breeze is one of the new perks that got added, and it essentially allows us to heal with our heavy attacks so long as we are removing a debuff. So anytime we throw a heavy attack through one of our teammates and it removes that debuff, we can actually then heal them for 33% of our weapon damage. In order to do that, I'll go to my life staff build here. You want this perk right here, Mending Touch. So heavy attacks now remove 1 debuff when passing through an ally. There's no cooldown to that, so as many allies that it passes through and removes a debuff from, it will then heal them using the Purifying Breeze. So that in itself is pretty amazing that our heavy attacks can now heal, because essentially now whether we're throwing lights or heavies, as long as there's a debuff on them, we will be healing our teammates as long as those shots are going through. On top of that, I've been running my Splash of Light build, which I will be doing a full build video with my Flail and life staff, and it is a Splash of Light build, so I'm not going to go super deep into the build itself right now, but I will just mention that if you go with the full leveled up Splash of Light here, you will then remove 1 debuff when it heals an ally. So then when it removes that debuff, it should be proccing the Purifying Breeze on top of that. So essentially you're just buffing your Splash of Light on top of having your heavy attacks also removing those debuffs and healing. So that's where I have been really happy with this life staff. I've been playing with it since I made it on Monday or whatever it was when I got back from vacation, and super happy with it. On the PvE side of things, it might not be as useful, being that a lot of PvE stuff might not apply debuffs, but I have been finding, when you're doing stuff, where you're fighting, like, say, the scorpions in Brimstone, they'll apply a poison, and then when you remove that poison, you are actually healing. So from a PvE standpoint, it does still have its use, but for PvP, it is absolutely insanely good. I've really been happy with it because there's always debuffs that you're removing in PvP, and I've really had fun with it. It's been working great for me, and I have noticed a big difference as far as my healing numbers just going up and up in OPRs. But next, let's take a look at where you can actually farm this life staff, because I did farm a specific area for it, and then once you farm it, we'll kind of show how you go and level it up. Right, we made it to the area where I farmed up my life staff. So I'll show you on the map here. It's actually in Evan scale. And a lot of you might actually know this area because it's where you can farm the Lost Bane trophy mat, the top tier one. So this is actually where I farmed up a bunch of the different Tai or Tei gear. So a lot of the weapons and stuff I've actually pulled here. So I'll just show you what I ended up doing in order to pull it. And maybe we'll get lucky and pull another one, but let me show you here. So first, I'm gonna go into this church area, and we're just going to attack any of the named ads in this area, essentially. Because they do give us a really good chance of getting the purple items, maybe a gold, but the purple is just fine with us for now since we are going to be leveling up the gear anyways. So we'll defeat him. There. So right away we got the great axe right there. And then after we defeat that guy, and we're gonna go kind of west, northwest here. Get the next named person. Go right here. Okay. And if you're running a DPS build, obviously you'll be able to burn through this a lot quicker even yet. But for myself, it takes a little bit longer with the healer build. Alright, nothing from that one. Then we're gonna go down here. And this guy is actually the one that a lot of people will farm in order to get their trophy mat. We'll use the new heart rune for this one just because we can burn through it really quickly, and I have it fully leveled so we have grit as well. I may do a video on this new heart rune as well. I've really been liking it. It is really fun, especially as a healer, to be able to still be able to have something that can do some damage. So there, did not get anything from that other than the seal shard. And then the last of the named enemies that we're going to go for is up this way. So we're going to go up the hill to the right. And there are a bunch of loot chests in this area as well that you can definitely farm. I'm just skipping them for the sake of the video today. Then if you go up these stairs, over this way, we're going to run into Farley. Now Farley can also drop the Weaver's Hat. So if you're looking to get the Weaver's Hat, this is also kind of a good run because then you have a chance at getting that. Now I did have to farm the area for a little bit in order to get the life staff to pop for me, but obviously it's RNG, so you definitely, you know, just need to farm it a bit. I would bring your life staff with just for the loot biasing, just to give yourself as high a chance of it dropping as possible. But with the name stuff, it seems like the loot biasing is a little bit different, like it doesn't really affect it as much, but I'm not positive on that. I just noticed when I was farming for the life staff, I pulled most of the other weapons before I actually pulled the life staff. Then I'll show you why we do it in this order too. Alright, there we got the fire staff, just like that. Okay, so the reason why we do it in this order, starting with the big guy in the church, is because once we end at Farley here, we can actually go this way, drop on down. There are some moats and stuff if you'd like to farm those as well. You just drop on down and you're back at the church, and this guy will have respawned just like that. So then essentially you can stay here and just keep farming it over and over and over. If there are some of the other Tai or Tei pieces that you're looking for, then I'm sure you'll pull quite a few of them here. I don't know as far as the armor goes, but I do know a lot of the weapons can be pulled here. So this is where I have been doing it. I'll show it again. North Evan scale, you can kind of go from either the Brimstone settlement or you can ride from the shrine over here. But this is where I would go to farm it. All right, so now that you have your life staff or whatever weapon you're trying to upgrade at this point, what you're going to want to do is head over to the gypsum kiln, scroll on down, and find the specific weapon that you are trying to upgrade or change. And then it's going to be, we'll choose the Void Gauntlet for now. So this is what you're going to end up seeing once you decide to upgrade that weapon or armor piece or whatever it is that you are doing. So let's say we want to do blessed on this. We put blessed on it. It allows us to choose that craft mod. It does show us what's available as far as what you can put on it. I'm just showing blessed as an example. And then you're going to need to make sure you have 250 dark matter, a gypsum orb, pretty straightforward, 3 chromatic seals, so that will take you 3 days of buying chromatic seals from the faction vendor in order to get, and then 1 weapon matrix, which the matrix will depend on if you're doing a weapon, armor, or jewelry. There's 3 different matrices. They are a little bit expensive, but if you do have your trade skill up, you can actually craft them, and it will end up saving you some money in the long run. But honestly, you know, prices are coming down on some of this stuff, just being that it's been out for a little bit longer, so you may be able to just buy it. I know it's a little bit expensive, but you are getting a guaranteed 700 roll with knowing the 3 perks and the attributes. So I do think it is worth it. It is expensive, like I said, but in the end, you're going to get exactly what you are looking for, and there's no RNG to it. It is just, you know what you're going to get. So that's how I ended up making my life staff and just kind of showing you how you could do the same. All right, that is going to do it for today's video. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. This life staff that I've been using, I've been really happy with. It's been working really well. The removal of the debuffs with the healing and stuff, it's what I've kind of wanted out of the life staff, because I've always liked the idea of removing the debuffs with heavies, but it never felt like it had enough value overall. But now with the healing on top, I actually really like it. But that is going to do it again for today's video. If you do want to see more videos like this, including my future build video with Flail, which I am working on, it's just taking a little longer than I expected to get all the armor pieces and everything together. But once I have it all put together, then I will be coming out with that video. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so you can see when those types of videos do go up, because it's going to be a good one. I've been having a lot of fun with this build, and I'm really excited to share it with all of you once it's fully complete. But that is going to do it for today. So until next time, I'll see you guys later.